All right, we're going to practice rewriting roots as rational exponents. That just simply means we're going to have some exponents that are fractions. All right, so if you remember back to some of the other stuff we've been working on, it looks like x to the b over d is what we're looking at, where d is our root, the bottom or the denominator of the fraction is our root. And b is the power that we're going to apply. So this is kind of like the power that we apply to the actual value that we're finding the root of. So let's go ahead and here, if I look at examples, I'm going to look at this one right here where it says the fourth root of a. We'll break it down. I know a has an exponent right now. It does have a power. That power is 1. And so what I'm just simply going to write is, well, a to the first. Okay. And then I know that a root has a fraction that is 1 over whatever that root is, so 1 over 4. So I would write 1 over 4. That would be one way we could write that. Now, another way we could write this is we could just simply switch that and say, well, a is to the 1/4 times 1, because we know when we multiply powers or exponents right here, it doesn't matter how we multiply. Okay. The other thing we can go ahead and do is we can just go ahead and clean it up and do 1/4 times 1. Well, a to the 1/4 times 1 is 1 over 4. Okay. We can also go ahead and take that 1 over 4, and I can say a to the 1 over 4 is the same thing as 0.25. So that's a to the 0.25 power, or 25/100ths power. Okay. We can also rewrite our root a different way as well. So I can say, okay, this is the fourth root of a to the first power. That's what this is saying. There's our root to the first power. And then, of course, we have the original one, which actually started right here, which is a to the first, and then the fourth root of that. So there's, if you notice right now, we have 6 different ways of writing it, and all different methods are used just depending on how you're looking at things, how you want to solve the equations that are going to come up at you. And we'll kind of figure that out. So right now it's just practicing rewriting. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to write it as a fraction. I'm going to go directly to the fraction, which is power over root. Okay. And I'm going to write, okay, well, I know that a, the power on there is 5, and the root is 9. So it's the 9th root. I'm just simply going to say a to the 5 over 9. Now, some people right now are going, oh, that was a lot quicker than the last one. Yeah, it was. Okay, but we're going to rewrite it, a to the 5 over 9. Well, how is that written? I can say, well, that is the same thing as a to the 1/9 times 5. 5 times 1/9 is 5/9. And then, of course, we've got the fact that exponents can be multiplied, right? And so it doesn't matter how we multiply numbers. So I can just simply say a to the 5th to the 1 over 9. Okay. Which then allows us to do a bunch of different stuff. So I can change this. 1 over 9 is my root. This is my root right here. So I'm going to say that is the 9th root of a to the 5th power. And then I could take this one and I can change it again. I can say a to the 5th and then do the 9th root. Okay. And then I can also go ahead and take this 5 over 9 and change that to a decimal. So what is 5 over 9 as a decimal? For those of you that are freaking out about that, you're like, oh my God, how do I do 5 over 9 as a decimal? We can go over to Desmos. We can make our calculations. Does not make a difference if you need to do that. I'm doing it right now because I can't really remember right off the top of my head. We get 0.55 or 5/6 is what I'm going to go with. So a to the 5/9 is the same thing as 5/9 is the same thing as 0.56. We'll go ahead and round it, and I could write a to the 0.56. All of these different ways of writing it mean the same thing. So I'm going to do one more just for those of you who want to stick around. Feel free to watch it. If you don't need it, go ahead and move on to that slide of rewriting these. Okay, so I'm going to say the cube root. So we have the root. There's our cube root. And here is our power that is being applied to our variable or number. And I'm just going to write, okay, power goes on the top. So a to the 8 over 3. Now from here, I can go ahead and switch it out. I can say a to the 1/3 to the 8th. And because it doesn't matter how we multiply numbers, power to power we multiply, I'm just going to change that. 8 to the 1/3. Okay. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to rewrite them each a different way as well. So you can tell there's like 6 different ways we can do this. Okay. And I can say, okay, well, this is I'm going to start over here, the 8th power, a to the 8th. The root is 1/3, so I'm going to write cube root. I've got that in the opposite direction for this one. I'm going to start with a, finding the cube root of a, and then I'm going to put the 8th power. That means the same thing. Okay, and then of course I got 8/3. So 8/3 is just a to the 2.66. If you don't know how to do that, again, you're more than welcome to come over here, type it in 8/3, 2.66, 2.67 if we're going to round correctly. So 8/3 equals to 2.67. And I would write a to the 2.67 is the same thing as this right here. All right, y'all, I hope that helps you out with rewriting rational exponents and roots. There are about 6 different ways you can write those. And we're going to be practicing all of them. So I hope that helps you out. If you have any questions, just let me know.